in the NFL, you got to keep yourself on a kind of a time playing type of a thing. Are you kind of to that point now where it's like it's time to start playing for real?
Oh yeah. You definitely start to get to that point, where you start really getting into like, for instance, like last week, coming off the first preseason game, I was kind of like, man, I'm finna get in my routine, So I kind of like flipped the page, started like really studying the 49ers like a game week. So I felt prepared going into the practice, and then in the game, little things that they did, a lot in the previous second game and stuff like that, was able to prepare for it. So I just start getting into my routine. So when that first week comes, it don't be a little off to myself and whatnot, and stuff like that. So
what has the growth been like for you guys in that linebacker room? You guys are all vets, but it's the first time you guys have played with each other.
Nah, it's been real fun. It's been real fun because, just because we got so many vets in the room that can see a lot, experience a lot, we can kind of joke and mess around, and then you got the moaning and complaining type of version of it from a standpoint of like, okay, that's how they want to see it done, and then we go and practice and wreak havoc, and then we just talking, but we understanding what PG and Pete is calling on for us to do and stuff like that, but you able to not get too up and too high in that room, because all of us is vets, so we know where to like take it up and take it down a level from a standpoint of play style and what teams trying to do on certain down and distances and stuff like that. So yeah.
How's it having Jamal Adams in that group, who's a newcomer for the position?
Real good. Jamal, like I said, man, got a personality the whole group do and whatnot. Very fun guy. We both from Texas, so we talk a lot of noise in the room. The best football come from the state of Texas. If you think otherwise, you just don't know football. But yeah, so me and Jamal and Dev and Pratt, man, Tommy, like we're all gelling pretty well.
The length of your career has allowed you to see teammates develop. The light doesn't always go on for everybody at the same exact time. You have a vantage point of defensive lineman, and Tyrie Wilson is somebody that has a lot of potential, and obviously passes the eyeball test. What do you see from him in terms of his development?
I guess because it's my first year here with him and whatnot, from a development standpoint, I kind of don't know how he looked in the past, but I can tell you just from who he is today, just my opinion, man. He come to work, man. He's working hard, man. He does some very good things inside and on the outside and whatnot like that. And man, that guy is really long and stuff like that. So his extension and just being able to get off blocks and affect not just in the pass game but the run game, man. You really see it. And obviously, you guys was able to see it on a couple plays versus the 49ers, but like we see it day in and day out in practice. So we know what Reek is capable of, and I think Reek know what he's capable of. But from a development standpoint, I just I haven't been here through that process.
Elandon, going back to OTAs, you've been helping guys behind you, beside you, in front of you. It's almost seemed effortless, like you just knew this system. Have you been in the system before, or is it just a high football IQ?
Nah, it's a complete different system. It's completely different. But from a standpoint of once you get comfortable with it, you start figuring out like the ways the offense can get us in certain situations, put your linebackers on overroutes, being able to try to pull the defense in certain areas so that for their benefit. So you just able to see what the offense come out in, be it like if they inside, hey man, we probably gonna get a lot of boot, or we want to get play action, and it's gonna come with a lot of crosses on us and stuff like that. And if they try to spray us out, they're probably trying to get matchups on the linebacker hitting it top down. So you start to feel, that philosophy of how offense is trying to get to us, so that now pre-snap communication, we're able to talk about them type of things and get it lined up, just heightening, the awareness of the play the offense could run. And me, Dale, Pratt, Jamal, we do a very good job of communicating it to each other.
You mentioned
whenever you're matched up with Brock Bowers, or he comes through your zone and you got to cover him, just what is that matchup like? How challenging is he to deal with?
Brock a very good player. Very good player. I mean, it's definitely a hard matchup and whatnot. I try to just use the tools that I need to use to get the job done. Keep that to myself.
You mentioned in mandatory minicamp you saw what PG was trying to do, but he said no, not yet. Is he starting to implement that in, or are you starting to pick up on that?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely starting to pick up on it because it's getting close to week 1.
Yeah.
So you need to start putting these tools in so then our defensive guys can use it to our advantage and stuff like that. I mean, you've seen a little sprinkle in the 49ers game when, Chin able to be the best player he could be by, cheating up, showing a little something, and then he out of that, being able to make a big turnover and stuff like that. And one thing about this league is, it's about who can get that ball, and stuff like that. So defensively, we can continue to get that ball, continue to create plays, no matter who's getting a turnover. We're gonna be able to be a successful defense in this upcoming season.
Kind of going back to talking about football IQ, how, I guess, difficult is it to kind of have to adjust to so many different defensive sets that's already on the field, but also how much fun is it to also have to be in charge of dealing with that as well?
It's not that many sets. It's not that many. It's just, you got different people maybe be in, but it's kind of the same and whatnot. Not gonna get too deep into it. I don't know if the New England Patriots listen to this, so I don't know. But I'm just messing around. But yeah, if you understand the philosophy of PG defense, then you know what I'm saying, you can understand where they're going with, so the philosophy of the defense and whatnot. And it is some highness to it that you have to have a height of IQ, but at the same time, man, they talk about it so much and they just really install it the right way to where they might start off to where it's just like this, then they install one nugget, then they install another nugget. Before you know it, you got a toolbox of tools on one call that you can do to not let the offense manipulate the situation they may put you in because they see what type of defense we're in.
How do you feel about the progression of the communication through the past couple of preseason games and getting more used to it with the guys that you're working with?
I think communication from a defensive standpoint, I know a lot of people like to come in every season and be like, oh, our communication is right where it needs to be. Our communication is great and whatnot. But week to week, we have to be able to grow communication-wise, and that's even going to be all the way into the season. When you really want your communication at a height is, in the fourth quarter of the season, because by that point you've seen it all. So from a backer, from a safety standpoint, hey, look, we've been getting a lot of this. Hey, teams been attacking us this way because it's a copycat league. So if one team attack you a certain way and they have success, the other team going to do it. So then the next week we need to heighten that communication from their standpoint. So that's why I always say real football don't really start until after Thanksgiving, because that's when you've seen it all, and you need to make sure your defense is on the height of the communication standpoint.
Elandon, we know you're physical and smart player, but one of your teammates said you're a quiet trash talker. Can you tell us about this quiet trash talking side of you that we don't get to see?
Yeah, I don't really know. I talk sometimes. It's kind of when I get bored. I get a little bored in practice. Gino might be throwing it a lot. It's not a lot of run plays, so I'm kind of just boring. I can't kill nobody in the kill zone yet because it's practice. So I start talking that way. Or for example, yesterday, we had one-on-ones versus the running backs, and rules is kind of changed now with one-on-one, so you can't really rush them a certain way. So it's slanted. So the running backs got the chirping. So I'm just like, I know team run next, and they still chirping. All right, I was gonna take it easy on y'all today, but I guess I'll set this tone. And, look, I think it's little stuff like that. I don't understand why they mess with me, man. I'll be minding my business, and stuff like that. But it be fun because Devin kind of the ringleader in the room of the talking and whatnot. So Devin every day, I be feeling bad for him sometimes. I'm like, damn, he don't be quiet. So I lay off of him. But then when they start with me, I'm like, all right, you asked for it. That's on you. Like that. So.
Terrell,
I've been like the Real. I played with Real in Pittsburgh, so I've always knew who Real was as the person and the player and whatnot. A very smart guy, you know, big guy, but at the same time he's very fluent and very fast and whatnot. You know, obviously Real was a first round pick, and you kind of see it in his statue and just his ability and whatnot. And man, when we signed him, man, I was just like, man, this is going to be great. I mean, when we walked in, I was like, hey, you know, this defense fits you, man. I hope that you're able to get your opportunity to take advantage of it and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously I'm rooting for him, and at the end of the day, I root for him and every other man out there, but on our defense. But at the same time, man, I'm just glad that he's out there, you know, being able to make plays and put some good things, you know, out there, not just for himself, but for us as well.
Let's do one more, if any. All good? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elandon.